Jazmyn from Gympie Gold Mines, and we're here for our first ever episode for the CoronaCast series with the lovely Bonnie from Agents2Go. How
Hello.
are you?
I'm great, Jazmyn. Thanks for having me for the first one.
Thank you so much for being our first ever guest.
I feel like a virgin.
In some regards, we all are during this corona pandemic.
We are. It's uncharted territory.
It is. For anybody who doesn't know Bonnie is a highly accomplished, long-term member of the Gympie community. Both she and her wife Andy own and operate the iconic mold-breaking Agents2Go real estate that no doubt you would have noticed driving down Mary Street. And we are very happy to be talking to you today about business during Corona time. It's an
Fantastic.
unprecedented...
It is. It's been big changes for a lot of people, and changes that aren't planned, and it just put us all a step back, really.
Absolutely.
And made us look at everything and go, wow, it's these things can actually happen.
Yeah.
It's like an alien has come in and completely taken over.
It's otherworldly.
It is.
Yeah, it is. So Bonnie, anyone who follows yourself and Agents2Go on socials will have noticed that you seem to be ever on the move, continuously bringing passion and enthusiasm to your role in the real estate industry. It seems like you never stop. So when I think about high-achieving people such as yourself being forced to take a moment of pause, I'm curious as to how that impacts not only your entire lifestyle, but your mindset too. Could you fill us in a little bit about what your day-to-day looked like before Corona?
Yeah,
And
well,
what it
before
looks like
Corona,
now.
we had our office is really busy, so we haven't been able to stop and sort of do anything but plan and move forward with working and continually day-to-day stuff with the operation of the real estate office. So we normally get up in the morning. I start my day having a spa before outside under the stars before the world wakes up, and sort of that's my relaxing time before the day starts, and then do a bit of exercise. Not that I'm a guru in the gym, but I know I've got to keep that going, try to keep healthy, and we plan a lot. We do lists and planning, and I have quite a full-on day, but I do end up every day stopping and having some downtime. I guess when this all started, it was quite bizarre, because we are so used to doing this routine same thing, and it basically went, well, what do we do now? And to not know what to do and not know what's going to happen is really quite scary.
Yeah.
We were actually quite frightened, and I'm sure most people were, but your life just ticks along and you think, well, this is going to happen next, and then you get to this stage and do that and retire. But when things like this happen, it just, everything changes, and you just kind of feel a little bit unsettled and go, well, what's next? So I guess, like everybody, initially we went through changes of, emotional changes, like, do we keep going as a business? Because it's a really hard time.
So there was that real anxiety of the potential of maybe having to actually shut up shop.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not knowing.
Because, well, you don't know who's going, like the fear of knowing that you're going to probably know people that were going to die because they were dying, and, all this media hype was happening. And so we ended up shutting off from the media a bit so I could actually refocus and not go into panic mode. And just keep moving forward. Like, that's what we've been trying to do, is put one step in front of the other and go, well, this has happened. There's nothing we can do about it apart from work out what's the best thing we can do for ourselves. And it's okay to feel scared and like it's not going to keep working and you don't know where to go from here. So I just turned to looking at inside a lot for me and going, well, where do we go from here? Do we keep going, or we kind of have to, because it's an income and it's a business that I've worked on for a very long time, and to get to this point, and there's people relying on us as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I was seeing people go through so much stuff that's worse than us, and so I'm like, let's one step at a time try and work out what we need to do to work out how to move forward with this crisis.
Yeah, absolutely. I was really impressed to see you utilising your social platforms nearly immediately to innovate with your, is it Keeping Real Estate Real series, your videos there. And you directly chat with your community and update them about what you've been witnessing in local real estate. I was also really struck by the sense of transparency that came across in those videos. You seem to deliver not only the optimistic kind of viewpoints, but also the not so cheery realities of certain situations.
Yeah, like in this industry, there's a lot of people that, shout out that they're, everything's great because they want the business. At the end of the day, you've got to be real and factual, and that's kind of what I want to put it across in those news feeds that I did each week, going, okay, well, this is what I've found this week that is relevant to our industry and our area and what's happening, and it might be educational for you to listen and have a look at. And that helped me get through by researching what's going on and sticking to real estate facts and keeping people updated, because I felt that I was giving value to them, at least, even though business had slowed and everybody was confused and kind of stopped for the first month completely. Like the phone wasn't ringing, which is really bizarre when you're a real estate agent, because your phone doesn't stop. So when it stops, you're like, I don't know what to do.
Something's not right here.
Something's not okay. So we're like, okay, well, how do we deal with this? Well, let's just educate. Let's be there for people. We want to be, not pushy, not sort of let's list your property and sell it tomorrow, because people are going, what is going on in the world? We don't want to be thinking about that right now. So we're looking at, okay, well, what's working, what's not working. If you want to sell your property, you can come to us and be, we'll look after you the best way we can during the COVID. But yeah, we have been educating ourselves on the facts and keeping updated, especially with the REIQ. They've been amazing.
Yeah, that's wonderful. It's really interesting to hear you mention that you didn't want to take that approach of just sell, everything's still the same, guys, like, let's push through. You really gave people that chance to be uncertain, and you just were there to guide them as they needed that support.
Well, when you think about it, like the industry we're in, you're dealing with the people's biggest transaction in their lives. Their lives are uprooted right now, and a lot of them are very uncertain. So even though I've done, quite a few appraisals that were yet to come on board as listings, I wasn't going to get on the phone and say, come on, it's time to list now, because I didn't know. You know what I mean? I didn't know what was going on. Nobody knew what was going on, whether we were going to be able to keep selling, showing properties, which we weren't, when, we couldn't meet people there like we normally did. We couldn't hold, not that we hold auctions, but we couldn't hold auctions, and all sorts of things were changing in the industry. I would rather them come to me when they're ready and settled, and that this is what they want to do. They know that they want to sell, and they know that they're with an agent that's not pushy, high pressured, and it's in their terms, and we've all got an understanding of where it's at. But ultimately, the ones on the market that we're looking after, that was an adjustment too, because time on market can extend in these uncertain times, but we've found that it's been really good for them, because nobody's coming on board. So if you have to buy, you've got to choose what's available. So
it's interesting, a change in dynamic.
It was, and our buyers were qualified. Like a lot of the time, some of our buyers come through educating themselves on the property market before they're ready to buy. But at the moment, the ones looking are ready to buy. Right,
that's very interesting. I saw a comment on the Courier Mail that Queensland house prices had almost navigated this entire moment unscathed, and they put that up to largely being very well established online now. There's a lot of real estate options online where people can sort of look through houses and things. Have you seen that translate to the local region, or has it been different here?
We honestly, from my experience and looking at some of the other colleagues, we haven't seen a price adjustment at this stage. Due to the COVID. Gympie is an affordable area anyway, so who doesn't want to live in beautiful sunny Queensland, and we can get a lifestyle for less here. So I think it's too early to tell yet. Everybody's spruiking, and the media is a very dangerous, powerful tool, and they can say some things and there's another media one saying that they're dropping 33%.
Interesting.
So it depends on what you look at. So you've just got to really look at the different areas of the market and just rely on anything like that on the professionals, like the property professionals, like the REIQ and the government. So anything to do with the news and media, they always look for either, it's either extremely good or extremely bad. It's got to be newsworthy for them to publish it like that. But what we've found here is that, the prices haven't been affected, but it's slowed down as in the volume.
Yes.
We're probably doing about half of what we're used to. So, which is good for me because I'm enjoying the balance for the first time in my life. But, I've also got to realise that we've got to keep moving to make money. So, half of the normal. We normally transact every 2 days. We list and settle one property every 2 days.
That's fantastic.
At the moment, because of COVID, it's about half that. So, but yes, they can, in answer to your question, they can access online stuff easily. We've had to implement more online stuff like your virtual tours, so people can walk through the property now without being there. We've sold 2 properties that people haven't even viewed because they've been interstate and they can't get here. So their properties have actually settled and they haven't viewed their property yet. But I've walked them through with your FaceTime and we've got the virtual tours and we've done the best we can, and that's enough. For now, and it's changing the way people are doing it, but we are well set up to do that. Personally, I don't know if I'd buy a property without looking at it. I've got to check the neighbours out first.
You've seen too many
I've got to check the neighbours out just to make sure we're not going to be buying in an area where it's got not good neighbours.
Well, that's why they count on you, I suppose.
And I've walked people down the street and shown them on my phone. So we've done that, but it's been such a mind-blowing, interesting times. The government has been amazing to support the businesses. Like, I'm so proud to be in a Queensland, Australia.
Very lucky.
We are very, very lucky. I just wish it was easy to navigate everything, but at the end of the day, they're going through all this as well. But I'm really proud that we're able to not have the deaths that we were scared and predicted of. Like, that was, I guess, my fear. I live with my mother-in-law who's in her 80s, so she was inside and we made her not leave for 6 weeks. So I went shopping for stuff that I've never been shopping for before, and it took me ages.
We'll leave that to the imagination.
And it took me ages to find it. I'm like, what is this stuff? I don't even know I've never bought this stuff in my life.
It seems like your experience has been cushioned a lot by being proactive and having positive innovation and a commitment to keep on keeping on, which definitely aligns with what we've always seen from you and your achievements within Agents2Go. I'd love to hear about what inspires that resilience in you as a person.
Wow, okay. Well, basically, if you don't keep moving forward, what is there? I have a saying, no mud, no lotus. I've been through a lot, which makes me who I am today. And if it's going to be, it's up to me. That is basically it. I can't expect somebody to do it for me. So I've got to step up, you know what I mean? And if I want to create a life that I'm enjoying, then I have to keep moving forward no matter what. So if I stop and get into a position where, and don't get me wrong, I've been in a very spiralling downhill position before, but that's made me who I am today. It comes with wrinkles and time running out, which but no regrets.
Beautiful.
And keep going. And what helps me is I see other people that are trying, that are I guess in a worse off position that I am, and they can pull themselves out. So it is inspiring. We're in a very beautiful community where we can connect, and we do connect online and in person. And if I see somebody that's struggling, and all of us seem to do that, I find, is we're all there for each other. And I love that about this
it's beautiful
place.
So have you noticed any changes within the Gympie community, or any pros and cons to being in a regional setting during all of this? And at a social level, what do you think it's brought out in the community?
I think people are tending to lean more and more towards the social side on obviously the social media side. I'm getting a lot in my feed of all these positive quotes and things like that, but I love it when there's like just really good news stories where people have discovered themselves again. Do you know what I mean? And they've found things, or they've got organised, and like, I mean, geez, I built my home 8 years ago, and I've just shoved things in cupboard, and that's where they've stayed. I've gone and cleaned every cupboard out, all that sort of stuff, you know, and we're discovering new stuff, and we're working out and planning new things for our lives in a new direction. And I see people reaching out, and even businesses opening up in this time, like, you know, Candy up the road has opened her, and everybody's diversifying, and there's a lot of support for that, which is great. It's sad to see also, though, that there are businesses that are shutting down that, you know, aren't going to come back. And that's hard, especially in a small community where we all rely on each other. It's, you know, it is, because your rent's still there and your bills are still there, and when your income stops, or in my case, halves, you've got to cut corners. And that's probably been one thing, and I'm not a numbers person, as in I don't do the books, I pay somebody else to do the books. But I've had to look at the books and go, oh my God, we do actually spend that kind of money. Where can I cut corners to keep afloat so I can keep going? And thank goodness we've got the JobKeeper to keep our staff employed, because I would just be shattered if I had to let them go, because they're part of my team, you know. So basically, it's been an eye-opener. It's made me realise that there's a lot of stuff I don't need in my business, a lot of stuff that it can flow smoothly without it. I can connect with people and have a relationship that's not about real estate with the community. I can go there, and even though it's Bonnie from Agents2Go, I'm not there representing my business. I'm going there as somebody that can help them or move forward with, you know, a hand or friendship or something like that. And that's we've brought the community together in a lot of ways.
A lot of positives to come out of it.
There will be. There will be. I'm hoping that it's going to be over soon. I'm a bit worried that, you know, it's going to take longer than we all expect. And I am concerned about where the money's going to come from to keep supporting the stimulus package. Like, somebody's going to have to pay for it at the end of the day.
Well, that leads on to my next question. I'd like your insight for people who are interested in doing what they can to support small business during this time. What sort of advice can you share in general?
In general, if you are going to buy somebody a gift for their birthday, don't go online. Shop locally, reach out. A lot of our shops are actually online selling their stuff. So, you know, pop on, even if it's the Gympie Advice and Discussions, and say, I'm looking for a present for, what's the name, what can I buy to support the local business? You know, if you're going to do something, think locally more than anything, realistically. I mean, we've really got to do that to get through this as a community, to survive.
Keeping our spending within our community. Beautiful. All right, Bonnie, thank you so much for your time today. I'd love to close by giving you the chance to tell everybody anything exciting that you've got going on at the moment. I know it's a bit of a rough time, but I'm sure you've got something up your sleeve. And also, we'd love to give you the chance to shout out another local business.
Oh, fantastic. Well, we actually did take the time with COVID for rebranding. So we've brought in our new logo, which if you pop onto our Facebook page or website, you'll see it. So Agents2Go is bigger and better and brighter than before. So if that is possible.
Yes.
So we love the colours, and we chose the colours because they do make people smile, and everybody in real estate has either got one or two colours. And
well, you can see it in here. It's incredible.
So we've just made it stronger, and it's been something we've been wanting to do, because when we first started 6 years ago, it you know, it was something that we designed that we didn't have a lot of time to think about, but we really just wanted to keep it simple and bright and bold and make people smile.
Beautiful.
Shout out to a business. Look, we've just become, Andy and I, wildlife carers, believe it or not. Yeah. And it's just amazing the job that these, Anara Wildlife is started by Paula and David Rowlands, and they own a property that they rescue and release wildlife on.
Wow.
And they manage quite a few and look after quite a few carers who do this volunteer rescuing and rehabilitating wildlife.
Oh.
And so we've gone and become wildlife carers. So
my goodness,
we support them, and I just wanted to give them a shout out because their funding is really needed. It's a non-for-profit, obviously. So if anybody wants to have a look and check them out and support their cause, Anara, ANARRA.
Beautiful. I'll make sure I pop their link on this post.
Thank you. That'd be great.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Absolute pleasure. Thanks.
I really appreciate your perspective and also being our first guest on Gympie Gold Mines. We really appreciate that. Thank you. And thank you guys for tuning in to our first ever Gympie Gold Mines episode on CoronaCast. We will be coming to you with a new episode every Friday, so keep your eyes out for that. Make sure you like and share this post to get the word out. Thanks, everybody.